Copier copying, take 3.
You may notice over time that the duplex side of the machine tends to not close correctly, or perhaps it leaves one edge kind of open more than the other. This is almost always due to these little latches. These latches tend to get bent forward and backward, and most commonly it's going to be this one here. And what happens is they're supposed to latch right around this little metal peg. Sometimes this metal peg does get loose. If it does get loose, you can screw it back in. It's a little bit difficult though, because sometimes you have to take this side panel off and really kind of get in there and take some things out, some screws out, just to get access to the back side of this, which is going to allow you to actually tighten that up. In my case, that metal peg is nice and tight, so I don't really have to worry about it. What I will tell you though is that this latch oftentimes bends forward and backward, and most of the time it's going to bend inward and it's going to miss a little peg on the inside like I just showed you. In order to combat this, you can buy these to replace them, but they're super expensive for what they are. They're only about that long and it's just plastic. I don't know how they get what they get for them, but an easier way to do it is to just kind of bend it out with your fingers. They are pretty tough, so you can be kind of rough with these. But what I like to do even better than that is actually get a heat gun. What we can do is actually heat it up about halfway down and bend it out and let it re-harden so it kind of stays in that position. Now, I've never actually done this with the actual latch in the machine. I usually take off this panel here and this outside panel and then take this latch completely off so I can kind of hold it with some pliers while I heat it up and bend it, and then I put everything back together. Now I suppose you could leave it in. If you have a pretty precise heat gun, you should be fine. You could probably even use a hair dryer if you let it sit there and heat it up long enough. You could probably just bend it and just hold it there for a while, let it re-harden, and you should be good.